by John Robinson. Cast: Cliff Latham, artist. Jenna Hawkins, aspiring artist. Setting: industrial lofts in a big city. Jenna Hawkins, a young woman recently out of grad school, decided to ring the buzzer of Cliff Latham, a very successful artist. He lives a few doors down from her, but she never had the courage to meet him before today.
Cliff Latham?
Yes?
I live 3 doors that way. I'm Jenna Hawkins.
Hawkins?
Have you heard of me?
Come in. It's okay.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't.
Don't stand in the hall.
Well, it's not cold or anything.
But it is the hall.
Ordinarily, I wouldn't introduce myself. I'm actually kind of a recluse.
Me too. Very much the recluse.
Jenna slowly enters. She's carrying a canvas sloppily wrapped with a wrinkled brown paper bag, which she places against one wall. Then she begins to examine Cliff's work.
These are nice landscapes.
I paint landscapes.
Buildings.
I paint buildings.
Photographs.
This is my studio.
You live here, though?
Yes. People come to my studio to buy my art, photos, and pose for my landscapes.
Yes. I watch them come and go.
Jenna, isn't it? It's Jenna.
Mind if I look?
No.
I can touch those hills. They seem so real. I can imagine objects rolling down. That rock appears to have just rolled down.
Are you in the art business?
In what sense?
You seem to have an eye.
I relish the fantastic.
I'm not sure I follow you.
I have something in me, a need. Do you ever feel driven?
No?
Aren't you excited?
But you see, I've been doing this for years. Painting, drawing, it's a business.
I know.
Look around. If there's something you like, we can make arrangements.
So nothing is fresh.
Fresh?
Fresh for you.
Well, put it this way. I know what sells, so I tend to go in that direction, so I can put bread on the table.
To me, it all seems fresh.
Thanks.
Like that barn. I can see the fence, the horse in the field. It's real American.
The horse eluded me.
A restless filly?
I was at that farm. I took my paints there. I rendered it as accurately as I could.
But the horse.
I couldn't catch the horse.
I understand.
I had no trouble with the barn. The color matches it.
Do you offer classes?
They're expensive.
I'd like to take a class.
Every other Saturday morning.
I'm willing to pay.
Well, I can't just accept anybody. I would have to see a sample of your work.
I brought a sample of my work.
Mind if I have a look?
Jenna awkwardly, wildly, and noisily rips the brown paper wrapping, carelessly tossing the fragments, and shows Cliff her painting.
What? How do you like lamb apples?
Did you paint this?
Yes.
So you painted this?
It's a sketch.
Is it? What is it exactly?
It's...
Jenna makes a sequence of wild, incomprehensible gestures while Cliff looks on, bewildered.
It doesn't really exist.
I have never seen anything like this.
Is that meant as a...
Just an observation.
I see.
You know, I have to be careful about who I admit to my class. I can't just accept someone off the street.
I live 3 doors down.
No, I know where you live.
Then you don't like my work.
I'm familiar with abstract expressionism, surrealism, and so on, but it's weird.
In what way?
I don't quite understand its thrust.
So you miss it. It's...
This may be very good and work on some level, but you see, I'm not the one to judge. That's not my job. The best advice I can give you is to keep at it and don't give up.
So you don't think much of my work.
It's just that my classes are full right now.
You teach more than one class?
I have to make a living, Janet.
Jenna Hawkins.
The rolling hills you said you could touch, they were from a photo of the East Bay, a fault line. The rock you said that had just rolled down was upended by an ancient earthquake.
I like it very much.
Name a price.
My sketch is Mike Taps, enlarged and suspended in space.
I don't get that.
Which is why I need your class.
I wish you'd be careful.
What?
You make these gestures.
I speak with my hands.
You sweep the air.
I'm aware of space.
You almost touch my landscape.
I want to experience your studio.
Treat it with respect, please. Don't saw the air like that. It's unnecessary.
It's how I express myself.
You could knock over one of my sculptures.
You need a larger studio.
That's enough.
I'm taking your time.
It was very nice meeting you. Leave your contact info, and I will notify you as soon as there's a slot.
I'm on the waiting list?
You made the waiting list. Now, please, I'm sorry, but...
I'm a woman, is that why?
What?
You reject me? You only accept men?
I reject men also.
You're rejecting me.
No, I didn't.
You said also.
That's your fantasy, Ms. Hawkins.
What do you have against me?
I don't have anything against women.
Then why do you kick me out of your studio?
Perhaps you didn't hear me correctly, Miss Hawkins.
See, you don't realize how long I've been sitting in my apartment, going back and forth in my mind, trying to work up the courage to do what I'm doing now. Every day I'd say, okay, today, Jenna, you must go 3 doors down and bring your best work and let fate do the rest. But then I look at the sketch, saying to myself, it needs this, it needs that. So I tear it up and start over. Then, when it was as good as I could possibly make it, I still couldn't get up the courage, putting it off until today. I finally braved it.
Okay.
That's why the waiting list won't do.
I can't bump any of my current students.
You've been listening to me, Cliff?
Watch those gestures.
What gestures?
You just missed.
I never miss.
Stop that swirling around.
Why are you afraid of expression?
All right, enough. I must ask you to leave my studio. You come in here, you insult me.
Insult you? I called you a genius.
I'm busy. I have a business, buyers and clients.
This painting cost me blood and tears.
I'm sure.
Don't piss on that.
Oh, this is getting serious. Leave now, or I will call the police.
Meredith Slater, noted art critic, enters. She's middle-aged and suffers from mild arthritis. Her movements are somewhat stiff.
So it's getting that serious.
The door was open, so I just barged in. I hope I'm not interrupting anything.
No. Miss Hawkins was just leaving.
I'm Meredith, and you're...
Jenna Hawkins.
Meredith.
Jenna.
I'm Meredith Slater.
I've heard of you. You're Meredith Slater.
Yes, some say I'm not a bad art critic.
Meredith Slater is a critic, a collector, and my friend.
I've read Meredith's articles in Art Forum.
I'm not important, only a critic. This is Cliff Latham. He's the reason I exist.
He has a name. He has a following. I follow him.
You follow Cliff?
Yes, Meredith.
Noticing Jenna's painting Cliff had placed on an easel, Meredith proceeds to examine it.
Say, what's interesting? What is that?
Oh, it's just...
Let me examine it a little closer, my guy.
It's a sketch, really. It's just a...
Quite interesting, Cliff, and quite a departure for you, but an intriguing one.
You think it's an intriguing departure?
It blames the...
No, it's not mine.
No, I can see it isn't your usual stuff. It seems to come from some kind of a weird place, but I love it.
You love it?
I love this. It's wonderful how I love this departure, Cliff. Do you mind if I purchase it?
It's not my work.
No, it is definitely yours. All the elements are there, just juxtaposed and rendered with a unique abandon. The oak themes are reconfigured plinth, producing a refreshing, innocent take. The horse you couldn't control is leaping at me as that inflated-footed cat. I just adore this new piece.
I think it's his best work.
Just 1 second, Miss Hawkins.
It caught my eye the instant I entered the space.
Jenna's gesture on the words, "this space," inadvertently hits Meredith squarely in her jaw, knocking the critic off balance and sending her crashing to the floor.
Do you see what you just did, Miss Hawkins?
I'm very sorry, Meredith Slater.
You just hit Meredith Slater.
I'll be all right.
I warned you not to swing so wildly, Janet.
Jenna!
I was wondering if it would be possible for someone to help me up and on the floor.
Helping Meredith up.
Of course.
My dress is quite full of dust and debris, I'm afraid.
I'm sorry about the floor.
It's my fault.
Yes, it is.
I wasn't looking where my hand was swinging.
No.
I'm naturally an expressive type.
Oh?
It's how I paint.
I'd like to see your...
Well, you just saw my work.
You must be quite an athlete.
Sorry I smashed your jaw.
She's going to be my student soon.
I'm on the waiting list.
I'd better sit down. I'm a little shaken.
Now, I want there to be no misunderstanding, Meredith. This work is not mine. It is the piece done by the young lady who just hit you.
I didn't mean to.
I'm rather amazed that you liked it. I think, actually, that I must reevaluate my entire career in the light of your remarks, Meredith. This young lady really has something fresh, something of value.
I don't feel very well.
Thank you, Clip, for saying that. It impresses me that you would humbly admit that a total novice might, in fact, have a spark.
You nasty, nasty person.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
But
You punch a defenseless, arthritic woman? Why?
I didn't.
Now I hurt everywhere.
But if for a moment you could forget that.
Forget what?
We were talking about my painting.
Perhaps I should state it again so it is absolutely clear. It is hers. Her work.
The big fish girl's work?
I hit you by mistake. I didn't mean to floor you. Please forgive me.
Forgive you?
I admit I was excited because I actually created something that impressed noted art critic Meredith Slater.
I hit my head when I fell.
Your hen.
My head hurts.
Where?
In here. Things are jostled. I see with my eyes, but things are recombined. It's difficult to explain.
You're just a little dizzy, Meredith.
What was that paging I said, Mr. Fresh? That one? Pay goodbye. This young lady? That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry.
Why would I say anything complimentary about it? It's terrible. I must have had momentary lapse of judgment.
What? But you said...
Yes.
Wait.
I don't know what I was thinking.
It's because you fell down.
Please don't hit me again.
No.
Thank you for visiting my studio. Now, if you will excuse us, Meredith and I have some business we need to discuss.
Just a minute.
My suggestion to you, young lady, find something else to do with your time.
You're saying this because you were hit.
Oh, it's nothing. I'm much better.
No, your brain is off.
That will be all.
No. You must repeat what you said earlier, before you fell. Some log or other was damaged. It's not my fault.
Please, that's enough.
She's not Meredith Slater anymore, Cliff. Can't you see that? Something crawled into her brain on the floor. Some sand, dust, grit. She used to love my work.
Goodbye, Jenna.
Meredith Slater said my painting was a work of art.
Are you quite finished being violent?
You haven't seen anything. You haven't seen anything. I must knock some sense into you, the sense you had before.
Menaces Meredith. When Cliff tries to help, Jenna elbows his solar plexus.
Cliff, help.
Ow!
Cliff doubles over and struggles to regain his breath.
I just knocked Cliff out cold. You're next, Meredith. I must give you another smart punch to snap your brain back on track, because your present crit of my work is unacceptable, Meredith.
As she chokes Meredith.
You mean that painting?
Yes, that paging, which you said was garbage.
Why? What could I have been thinking? It is the most magnificent work of art I've ever seen, dear. It's replete with a unique sense of chaotic coherence. Now, would you be so good as to take your hands, put around my throat?
What's going on? My God, what have you done?
She does like my work.
Look what you did. She's...
I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Do you realize what you...
I guess
No, I don't think you understand.
But she was just...
Yeah, she was just alive, yes. But you didn't like her opinion of so you...
No, I couldn't. No.
You will get the chair for this mindless killing for what?
I was just trying to scare her.
They will accuse me first. They'll say I lied, and of course you'll deny it, say it was me.
No.
You know how to lie. I know her. You don't. Why should you kill her? Doesn't matter what I say, what the facts are. Nobody looks at the facts.
Why do you assume she's dead? She might just be...
I hear them at the door. Quick. Quiet. They don't know I'm here. What'll I say? Lie for me, protect me, hide Meredith.
I thought I heard her say something.
You wish you were alive because you're in big trouble, I know. Quick, help me stuff her in the closet. Get the other end.
I can't.
Come on, she's not that heavy. Put some muscle into it. 1, 2, lift.
I can't.
What are you, some kind of spineless airhead? Come on, damn it. Not much more to go, just that closet. 1, 2, heave.
Erbaderberg.
I told you she was alive. Why are you so panicked? She just recited a line from poetry or something.
No, stand back from her. I don't trust you.
Cliff.
Meredith, are you?
Water.
Yes.
I'll get the water.
I didn't strangle you, Meredith.
I never said you.
I don't want you near her. Stand over there. Here, Meredith, drink this.
Thank God you're okay.
Gets you off the hook. I didn't do it, Meredith. I couldn't have. She assaulted me as well. Why don't you leave now? Go on, get out.
Wait, Cliff.
I'm not responsible.
But, Cliff,
I'm protecting you.
I'm very interested in the young lady's work.
How can you say?
We must nurture this talent, Cliff, this gift.
No, no. She tried to take your life.
Never mind that. Just look at her work. It's exuberant.
Did you hear that?
You don't have to pretend to like her work anymore. I won't let her touch you.
I'm not. I want to exhibit it as soon as possible.
You can't be serious, Meredith.
Do you have others in this vein, dear?
I have an open vein running with blood of centuries.
I'd like it if you could show me your studio.
I wouldn't go there if I were you.
It's 3 doors down.
You saw what she's capable of.
I want to see other work in this vein. Show them in my gallery, Cliff. Is there an opening in your class?
Class? I won't let her near my class.
She's a genius.
Sure, she just lacks technique.
That's it. Technique.
She's got all the technique she needs. There are corpses stacked in her studio to prove it, probably under some tarp.
Come on, Cliff. Jenna's changed, transformed. Look at her face. So calm now. And her arms, see? No more angry gestures.
I do feel calm. I do feel relaxed.
You see how docile she's become.
I don't feel rejected as much, so I'm not as hostile. I admit I lost control when you dumped on my work.
She does seem to have calmed down. Her gestures aren't quite as dramatic. A different person.
Were they dramatic gestures?
Before he was successful, Cliff was violent.
Interesting. Remember that, Meredith.
He was worse than you, Jenna.
I completely forgot.
Brilliant and accomplished. All those academic pursuits, geophysics, math, but famous for his psychopathic rage, too.
I threw Meredith out the window, but she managed to grab hold of a ledge.
I'm used to violence at the hands of budding artists.
I didn't mean to throw her out the window.
Bloodthirsty sons of bitches.
I feel a sudden peacefulness.
Then, when I finally said he wasn't a bad painter, she fell in love with me, and we had a very hot fling, didn't we, Cliffy?
How wonderful. Lovers. That's so sweet.
I couldn't get enough of him, his touch, his lips.
Yes, I can imagine. He's so hot.
He shot me twice with his revolver, missed my heart by centimeters.
Wow. You remember that?
I caught him making some sort of factual error. I forgot it was over there, in that corner. We were never able to quite get the bloodstains off the floor, of course. I forgave him. I had no choice.
Yes, I see bloodstains all over your floor, Cliff. These walls. Now I understand why you were panicked when Meredith was unconscious.
Well, you know, I had to call the police. He spent a couple of nights in jail. I paid his bail.
He got off pretty easy, given the crime he was guilty of.
Now that she's relaxed, she's quite beautiful, don't you think so, Cliff?
Is she? I wasn't thinking of that.
You usually get around to thinking of that.
Really?
That's been my experience. He has quite a weakness for the ladies.
I wouldn't go that far.
He's been known to cave quite precipitously when aroused.
So, Jenna, how do you feel now that I've accepted you into my class?
You accept me?
Meredith has successfully persuaded me.
How about those gruesome details Meredith had been sharing?
You're not thinking of dropping out, are you? That would break my heart.
Meredith, why don't we go to my studio?
Good, Meredith. Then you'll be able to see all of the works in her vein.
You can exhibit any of them you like.
I want to be in your studio too. You have such a fresh eye. I must evaluate my entire career in that light, but Meredith, didn't you say you had another appointment, an engagement?
Don't do this.
Why not?
I'm enjoying myself right where I am. I'm feeling suddenly lighter. No more pains in my hands or my legs. I'm oddly flexible, see?
But you can't keep your husband waiting.
My husband?
He's waiting at the restaurant.
Let him wait.
He doesn't like to be kept waiting.
I know exactly what you have in mind, Cliff.
He's on a tight schedule.
I just don't understand why I'm excluded.
You're late for lunch.
What exactly does he have in mind?
My husband is accustomed to dining by himself.
Then there's plenty of time.
We can have lunch together at my studio. I have cold cuts and French bread and chocolate chip. I have spring mix and pine nuts. I have Pinot Noir. Let's invite your husband.
She has Pinot, Cliff.
Your husband has been looking forward to this lunch date for weeks.
Why bring my husband up, Cliff?
He dominates your agenda, right?
What agenda?
I promise I will call you. I will let you know as soon as I can. You're not excluded.
That's not good enough. Your urgency is my urgency.
Stop this rant.
Stop, both of you. Are you insane? I can't believe this. What is this about? I don't mean to pry. It's none of my business, really, but you almost...
No, Cliff is right. I do have a lunch date with my husband. I almost slipped.
Right.
Wait, Meredith. Shouldn't we calmly discuss what just happened? Are you two still friends?
Of course. What else?
I'm so sorry. I had totally forgotten about it. I'm afraid I'll have to cut this short. We'll be in touch, Jenna. I promise I won't forget. I meant to tell you, it's about business. You see, your paintings are they're not moving as well as they had been. No, don't look so worried. I'm not suggesting that we replace them or anything like that. We should wait and see if the wind changes. No, let's not be concerned just yet. That's why I was hoping, when I saw the work I thought was yours, that you had reconfigured the old themes, solved the sticky paradox, found something fresh. But it wasn't you.
We're still very close friends, but of course her husband, she couldn't afford to. She went back to him. She had to, really. It's a long story. I don't want to bore you.
That was pretty cruel of you.
No, she had an engagement.
You seem very close. No reason why you can't continue being lovers. It's just her husband.
I had to get her out of here. No telling what you might do. You're calm now, but that could change. You're erratic, unpredictable.
Oh, so that's why you...
You know, she just said your work was first-rate to save her skin.
She seems sincere.
It's pretty childish stuff. Reminds me of my first experiments, throwing colors at a canvas, hoping something would emerge. That was before I understood the nature of plate tectonics.
You're right.
Immature technique. That's no reason to fly off the handle and throttle people.
I should probably get it going.
You know, that violence Meredith mentioned, the gun, the window, ledge, never happened.
No?
She said it to make you feel less ashamed.
I was really out of line.
I mean, knocking her flat, grabbing her throat.
So thank you for showing me your paintings.
No, don't. Not just yet. We're just getting to...
I thought you were afraid of me, my expressions, my violence, my instability, my impulsive behavior. I thought I threatened you.
You don't threaten me.
That blow to your solar plexus.
You knocked up my wind, that was it. I usually keep my stomach muscles flexed. A momentary lapse.
I'm sorry I imposed on your space.
Wait. Where are those gestures?
What gestures?
Your arms. I miss your flying arms, knocking over all my sculptures, causing havoc to rain. I miss that passion, that heat. It's so, what can I say?
So you find it refreshing?
Kind of, yes. Along with all your other charms.
What was Meredith talking about when she said her urgency is your urgency, or something like that?
I want to nurture your unique skill.
Do you?
You don't have any idea how alone I am in this trap of my mind, inventing horses I can't catch, rolling rocks down desolate hills. It's refreshing, your wild and cathartic compulsions. It inspires me.
I was just a little over-anxious.
Your piece of work, the best piece I've seen, the most powerful there is.
You said it embarrassed you.
A winning landscape, this piece, so inflated.
What did you call it?
Those hills catching the last of the daylight in an orange shimmer, the farmhouse in shadow, the open barn door. I can feel it now. You caught the horse I missed.
How did I do that?
Because, like the horse, you're a restless filly.
Right.
I want to photograph those legs of yours at full gallop.
Why inflated?
I can feel everything. I'm not a stranger anymore. It's suddenly hot. Your presence, passion, not giving a damn what they think. That's what drives me. Now that we're collaborating, everything is possible. I can be expressive too.
Stop that swirling around. Let go of me.
Don't tell me you're afraid of me, Janet.
Jenna, Jenna, Jenna Hawkins, get it right, will you? Thank you for looking at my work.
No, don't go. Not just yet.
Introducing me to Meredith Slater.
Sure, you know, fashions change. They're always hungry for the latest distraction. The mind is losing its attention span, so I'm a passing fad. Big deal. You're next. You'll see when it's your turn how it feels.
But you're not. You're still...
Let me show you an artwork I did in my youth. I haven't dared show a soul.
Later, Cliff.
It's all rolled up down here, moth-eaten. I know you like it because I sense there's something of you in it. Just have a look. Here it is. What's your hurry? What do you think?
You did this?
I've been trying to work up the courage to show you this since I saw yours.
It's intriguing. What is it?
Human beings. Could be us, me. They're holding on to each other violently, sexually, trying to hurt each other, as well as bond. It was from that period in my life when...
Well, I suggest, if this is the direction you want to go in, Cliff, that you keep painting. Don't stop. You'll get there.
Help me get there. I know this was it, my true voice. I got off track. Comprehending the structure of the planet made me successful, but it was the wrong thing. It wasn't me. I was too ambitious. Thanks for your...
For all you've done to advance my career, Cliff.
I used to go places stranger than you can imagine. In my mind. They existed only in my mind.
Introducing you to Meredith?
But those strange places, they were my source. Then I abandoned them because I wasn't sure that they would get me where I wanted to end up. In galleries and glowing reviews and...
I'm glad I decided to knock on your door.
No. Don't, Jenna. Don't take that away.
I'm taking it to my studio.
But wait. Can't you see? My work is a breakthrough. It is a unique departure for me, an intriguing departure. Meredith said it will put me on the map.
Let go of the painting, Cliff.
It's a unique departure. Stop clinging to it.
Let it go.
No. The world deserves to see this. It belongs to the public.
It needs work. You said so yourself.
What? Technique?
Yes.
Forget technique. There's too much technique. Everywhere that's all they mention, the sophists. Technique.
I need structure.
You're not Janet anymore. Some lobe got damaged.
No, I'm not Janet. I was never Janet. I don't know who that is. I am Jenna. Jenna.
Those closest to me call me Cliffy.
Goodbye, Cliff.
Stick with me. I have a need, you understand. Because you have a fresh eye, a sense, naivety and innocence. I have to now reevaluate my entire career in the light of that amazing work, in the light of so fine, so like nothing I've ever seen. I remember when, I haven't forgotten. What makes you think? I'm sure of it. I'm as driven as I remember when I had the need. It's just as fresh as that landscape.